Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another Ross Aviation review video. And today we're going to be looking at all of my Gemini jets, or I guess 1 to 400 scale model aircraft. Throughout this year that I have collected, I have only have 9. But of course the year is not over yet, and I am going to be getting a ton more. But this is just kind of a timestamp to see what we have all collected. What is this? Until August of 2025. So, stay tuned. Now, let's start off with the obvious, which you already saw in the beginning of the video. This is my Gemini 400 TWA 717. I did already take it out of the box, so it literally has nothing. Just gonna prepare it for the video. As you guys can see, I didn't even notice that. But you can see in the back of the box, you see an illustration of this beautiful TWA 717. Little just logo, just a little bit of info about Gemini jets. This is an officially licensed Boeing product and a officially licensed American Airlines product because TWA merged with American Airlines in 2001. So, without further ado, let's get this aircraft, let's get this aircraft on stand. Now here we have the amazing, wonderful Boeing 717 in the last TWA livery before TWA went with American Airlines. I am going to be using this piece of toilet paper because I am currently filming this before I get my new gloves, and unfortunately my other gloves have since disintegrated into a million threads. So I have this little piece of cloth here, toilet paper, so we're just going to fold it up here so I can hold it and show you guys a little bit about this amazing model from Gemini Jets. You can see starting on this side of the aircraft, we have the T Transworld text right above the top here with an amazing golden globe on the side here. If I tilt it just a little bit, you can see the red stripe, gold stripe, and dark navy blue belly. Of course, then you have the aircraft exits, and of course also the exits, the exit pathways on the wing there. And then over here, if we move a little over here, you can see both the registration, the amazing engines. Of course, then we have the TWA tail with the TWA text. And if you can make it out, there is an American flag above, right below the horizontal stabilizers. And again, this is a T-tail aircraft, so it's not like your Boeing 737s or 777s, where the horizontal stabs are connected to the fuselage, are actually on the top of the vertical stabilizer. This view is among one of the coolest ones you'll ever see here, and it really does look really good with the aircraft. And then we go to the other side, basically the same thing, but it's TWA, so you're obviously not going to be cheaping out anytime soon. But yeah, and we also forgot to mention the nose of the aircraft. You might also be able to see the eyebrow windows and the amazing nose cone. And believe it or not, since this is a 2021 Gemini Jets release, it's a lot more updated than a lot of what I'm going to show you, because this is actually the newest release that I own as of right now. But since this is a newer aircraft model, it does also feature all the pitot tubes and the windshield wipers. They might be a little bit difficult to make out, so I'll try to, let's try getting it here. Just try to, you can kind of see can kind of see the windshield wipers there. Yeah, so and that is my Boeing 717. Now, here's something a little bit more interesting now. We have this British Airways Boeing 727-200 3-pack. A lot of people might not know this, but in the early 2000s, Gemini Jets sought out to release multiple aircraft within the same packaging. So this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, a 2003 Gemini Jets release. Let me check. What release is this? It does appear to be, I do believe this might be a 2003 release. I forgot, and maybe it's under the flap here, which actually, let's look at this amazing flap that was designed here. You can see all of the 727s. Here's the top flap, and then you can also see all of the tails. So we have the normal Landor, or not Landor, sorry, the just like the normal British Airways tail, we have the Scotland royalty livery, and the this is my personal favorite one. This is the Swedish royalty livery. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this bad boy. Now, here we have them all out of the box. Right off the bat, you might be questioning, British Airways did not have any 727s, and although you might be partially correct, they did not. Another subsidiary of British Airways called Com Air operated these 727s from, I believe, the mid-ish 70s to 2002. So this is definitely certainly an interesting time period for British Airways, especially because they're never operated by British Airways, but they have British Airways branding on them. But without further ado, let's just take a look at all of these magnificent aircraft models. Starting off the bat, we have just like the default livery. And actually, as a matter of fact, let me move these other ones in the background, just because they're not really needed at the moment. But yeah, let's bring this a little closer. Okay, so here we have the normal British Airways 727-200. And it's an older model. You can definitely tell. It's not as detailed as the more new releases, but it's definitely still an amazing model nonetheless because of its rarity. And even though it has no pitot tubes or the newer 737, 727, 707 nose piece here, you could definitely tell that this has definitely stood the test of time, because even though it's old, it still looks pretty damn good, especially because this is a 2003 Gemini Jets release. It's kind of hard to find, I'd say. I mean, at the time that I bought this 3-pack of 727s, there were only one of them on eBay. But then after I bought it, I started seeing like 5 other sellers selling them, and I'm like, what the heck, dude? But anyways, if you do want to purchase one of these, they are a little bit more costly than some older ones, or I should say older releases. I purchased mine personally for around like $125, which, I mean, isn't terrible for 3 Gemini Jets. It's not terrible, but I mean, it could be better. So you're probably looking somewhere around like $100, $150 for these Gemini Jets. But without further ado, sorry, I got into kind of a small time loop. What the heck? I don't even know how to speak at this point. But starting on this side of the aircraft, we have the, of course, British Airways branding here, along with the, I don't know if you can tell, but this is named, there is a name near the nose. I'll try reading it as best as I possibly can. What does it say? think it says like Great Union. Or no, wait. This is just Great Britain. That's what it says. And there actually is a Comair branding on the nose there as well. Let me have a navigational light. We have a navigational light here, followed by a. Oh, that's a lot of dust. Oops. And we have the registration. Oh, you guys can't really see, can you? We have the registration, the back door here, front door, escape. Then we have a very shiny leading edge here. I really like these older Gemini Jet releases because there was a small period in time where Gemini Jets didn't put any chrome, silver, or shininess on the wings whatsoever, especially on the leading edges. So I really respect these older ones that really counted the detail for that, especially for the engine cowlings, which are also painted in that very shiny silver coloring, which is honestly like a very, very nice attention to detail. You can also see the British Airways tail. It's nothing special, it's really just a normal tail. But if we go to the aft side here, and there is a lot of dust. Oh my goodness. Even though you guys were all in the box for a long time. Anyways, as you guys can see, it's quite detailed. I kind of forgot to touch up on the whole landing gear thing. I mean, it's not really anything special. You can see the Gemini Jets text and the registration on the bottom of the wing, and of course, the landing gear. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's nothing really that special when it comes to really any of those other details. Now, I'm not really going to talk about these things way too much because I will be releasing a video dedicated to each of these aircraft on their own eventually. But these two are both World Tail liveries from Project Utopia, which was a campaign between, I think, 1995-ish to 2003. And it was basically a huge, massive campaign for the rebranding of British Airways, trying to not be associated with the British Empire anymore. So they painted a lot of their tails to be different countries that they actually went to. So, of course, you had your normal British Airways tail over here, but you also had some of these other more colorful, very interesting designs on the tails. Again, this one is Sweden, and this one is Scotland. So, very interesting patterns and designs. A lot of them actually have significant meanings, of course. If you want to look them up, you can. This is this Scotland World Tail livery here. This is basically just a, your average Scotland thing. I don't know. I forgot what it's exactly called, but it's like those things that you wear. I don't know. Okay, give me a break. And then we have the Sweden World Tail livery here. Honestly, this is my favorite one. My favorite World Tail livery that I have. It's very different. It's yellow, which is a very interesting color to put on a plane, let alone like just the tail. I mean, I'm sure Spirit looked at this World Tail livery and really considered. We all know how that went. But yeah, so it's a very interesting time period for British Airways, especially during this rebranding, which again unfortunately ended in 2003, because these World Tail liveries on A380s, which yes is a concept, would have been kind of interesting. Now this next one I hold very closely, as I did actually fly Northwest back in 2009. of course, it wasn't this wonderful 747, and it was not in the bowling shoe livery, which I believe is the best Northwest livery. I mean, this is also not Gemini jets. This is actually a Dragon Wings release. Where did the thing? Oh, it's right here. So this is a, what the heck? Oh, here it is. So this is a Dragon Wings release. This is a 2003 Dragon Wings release. So without further ado, let's get this thing opened. Here it is out of the box, and wow, this is a very vibrant aircraft indeed. Now this one is my favorite one in my entire collection at the moment. Unfortunately, I do have some unfortunate news about this aircraft. Let me show you. I was trying my best, and I was already prepared for this, so I hope there's a way to fix this. But this thing's actually cracking. And I don't know how, but you guys can probably make out that very faint crack. It's right here along the nose. Here, I'll try to make my camera focus. If you guys have any idea, it's like super faint, but it is a crack. If you guys have any idea on how to fix that, please let me know, because I mean, I've been trying to control the temperature in my room as I possibly can, but of course, you know, things happen. But other than that, this thing is an amazing thing, or I should say, amazing beauty of an aircraft. One thing that really stood out to me about this plane is obviously, since it's not from Gemini Jets, it has a feature. This actually has a feature. So this actually does indeed have tiltable landing gear, which is honestly a massive W. But yeah, you can see these ones do also tilt, just not as much obviously, because this is a realistic model, but yeah, it's just really cool. Now, I purchased $50 on eBay for this, and I'd say this is very worth the price, especially because Northwest 747s are starting to get to a point of rarity. And I think my favorite part about this aircraft is not only is it a Northwest 747 and it has tilted landing gear, but it also has a lot of shiny silver features. And I will show you what I mean by that. Here on the wings, it is very shiny, very chrome. And of course on the leading edges as well, there is a bunch of silver, and also in the engine cowling as well. So that's pretty neat. Thank God that's just a hair. There's a hair on my bottle. There we go. But yeah, so this is still to this day my favorite model, and I really hope that one day I can get a replacement for this. And honestly, I plan on getting at least 5 Northwest 747s. I hope to at least get 3 400s and 2 of the 747-200s. The 200s in the bowling shoe livery are kind of hard to come by, so I'll try swiping one up if I get the chance to. But again, they are really hard to come by, especially the Gemini Jets version. For some reason, the thing's like the most rarest thing of all time. I literally cannot find a single one for sale. So if you guys do know a good place other than eBay that has a Northwest 747-200 and a bowling shoe livery, please let me know, because I need it for the collection. But yeah, so this is my Northwest 747-200. I'm at 400. Oh my gosh. So these next couple of 747s will all be British Airways. So these two, which this is the Ireland Royalty livery, and this one is actually my favorite Royalty livery of all time. I know I said the Swedish one was really cool, because it is, but this one is actually my favorite of all time, which is the Poland Royalty livery. You can see it says Poland. So yeah, let's get them out of the box. And you also might notice right off the bat, why does this thing say $1,050? I have no idea. But without further ado, let's open these beauties. Now this pair of 747s is quite unusual, especially with the color palette that they have chosen for their tails. Of course, the noses, they look the same, nothing big. Although they are technically not the same, because I don't know if you've noticed, but this one actually has a different text than this one. So, I mean, if that bothers you, it bothers you, but it does not bother me, so we're good. But without further ado, let's look at my favorite one first, which is this Poland Royalty livery one. This is by far one of the most gorgeous models I've ever seen in my life. And it's not just the tail that does this for me. It's just the fact that this is actually my oldest model. This is a 2000 Gemini Jets release. This came out in the year 2000, when this thing actually still flew in real life. So it's kind of crazy to see a model that is 25 years old and still looks pretty damn decent, especially for its time that it came out. It's honestly a very big thing. And another thing is, you might also notice that these Gemini Jets that are older actually have the shinier inside of the wing. And here, let me show you what I mean by that here. So here's a 2004 Gemini Jets release. Here's a 2000 release. You can clearly see the difference with the wings. This one's like a shinier chrome, kind of look, and then this one is just dull gray, which, I mean, it still works, but it's not as just cool, I guess, of a model. But you know, it really finishes it for me, because since it has the shininess, it really gives the vibe of a real aircraft. And then you also might notice the Rolls-Royce engines. This one's there we go. I had to fix that. So British Airways powered their 747s by these Rolls-Royce engines instead of the General Electric, or sorry, not General Electric, Pratt & Whitney engines, which the Northwest one was powered by. Not really much to say. Again, these already have their dedicated videos, so please go check those out. Again, this is just an overview at the end of the day, but it's quite nice to have these, gotta say. Going over to the Ireland Royalty livery, we have kind of a different aircraft, because even though they're the same plane, the mold is slightly different, with the hump being more flush with the fuselage. And the tail is actually, it's strange, actually. Let us look at this tail for just a second. This is, now if you know what this is supposed to represent, please put it down in the comments, because I actually genuinely have no idea why this Ireland Royalty livery has this on it. Seriously have no idea. It's a very interesting pattern, I'll tell you that. And this is actually my second 747 that I ever got. When I got it, I didn't really think much of it, but now I'm really starting to think about it. I don't really know what the Royalty livery really is supposed to represent. I'm sure there's some forum online somewhere that tells me everything, but again, tell me in the comments. Again, I actually do prefer this text over the older one, which is on this one, which again, here's this little comparison for you. You can definitely tell this one's more bigger and a lot bolder, I guess, if you will. And this one is just a lot cleaner, a lot more modern. And also the ribbon is a different shape. Or not different shape. It's actually a different size. With the red only going to an extent of the third to last window, while this one goes to the end of the third window. And the gray background of this red stripe or red ribbon is actually a lot more visible than the 2000 Gemini just released. It's quite nice to have these. This next item in the collection is by far my first rare item. This is a 747 British Airways 2-pack. And you might also notice this says Gemini Jets 2. This was kind of a limited run by Gemini Jets to make just 2-pack aircraft. And of course, this one makes sense, despite the fact that this is the Australian World Tales in one box, so it makes sense. This one being the Nalanji Dreaming livery, and this one being the Wanala Dreaming livery. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get them out. Unfortunately, these ones here that I have, when I bought them, they came in horrible condition. Some of the wings were just flying around in the box, not connected to the actual aircraft. They were dusty, they were disgusting, and whoever had these before I bought them, shame on you for not actually taking care of these models, because I actually had to do a lot of repairs to these, which luckily, since I'm good at fixing stuff, they look brand new. But I can tell you right now, when I got them, they were not brand new by any means. I actually had no faith in these, but of course I fixed them up anyways, and here we are. Now, again, if you don't remember, this is the Wanala Dreaming World livery, and this is the Nalanji Dreaming livery. So, these two are the Australian Dreaming liveries that would go to flights in Perth, and Melbourne, and Sydney. So, very, I guess, interesting patterns. They do feature the Australian designs. I don't really know what else to say, because, I mean, they're Australian. These are also 2003 Gemini Jets releases, so these also came out the same time my Ireland World Tale livery came out. So they do follow the same design pattern with the same ribbon, same text, same engines, same color palette, just without the tails in the back. And also these cockpit windows are a lot less sloppy than the one that is on my Ireland World Tale. Now, to be honest, I'm not really a big stickler on perfection, because not everything's perfect. However, when it comes to aircraft models, I'm a little bit less like that, because of course, since they are aircraft models, they do have to follow a philosophy of perfection. But when I got these are of course not so perfect, but yeah. These ones are, I'd say, more in the beauty range. I picked mine up for around $150, which I guess is a bit pricey, but when you're considering that these are 2003 Gemini Disc releases, kinda hard to come by. I would say that's kind of a deal, especially because you're getting two 747s. But yeah, I mean, if you could find these, please by all means pick them up because they are definitely worth the investment. And I would definitely encourage you guys to add these to your collection. Anyways, that's it for the video, and I do appreciate those of you who have stayed to watch this whole video through the entire length through. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. This channel is pretty much deader than my actual account, which please go follow Ross Aviation Live, Ross NS2, Ross Aviation 2, and if you can find my secret accounts, then you know where to go. I will be getting more models. I know I have a 1 to 200 scale JC Wings Pepsi Concorde, one of 120 of them in the world. I will be getting that one soon. I don't know when it will arrive, but we will just have to see. But yeah, as always,